Another thing that I have to do is that in the architectural plan we have some grids. What these grids do is they make given addresses for items easier. For example, if I want to address this spot, I'll just say it's between grids WB and WC, and then I'm going to check from this side and see it's between W3 and W4. First thing I should do with these grids is I'm going to have to take them from the architectural file and copy them into the structural plan. This is so that in case the architectural file got hidden, or for example, for whatever reason we decide to completely remove it, then the structural plan would still have the ability to address things independently. So for that, we're going to try to copy these grids from the architectural file into the structural plan. Now to copy these grids, we're not going to be using normal copying. The command which we will be using is called copy monitor. We go to the Collaborate tab, and here it is, Copy Monitor. You see, it's not just normal copy, because it copies something from another file, and it's also monitoring it, so that in case that item changes in that other file, we will be notified. We'll see what it's like. So, I'm going to click on Copy Monitor, and then of these two options, I'm going to select Link. We're copying something from a link, so we have to select it. Now what link? We're gonna go on this, and then it's gonna be highlighted, so I'm gonna click to select it. Once I select the link, a new tab will be added called Copy Monitor. So then we're gonna go to its ribbon, and then we're gonna click on Copy. What do we want to copy? We want to copy the grids. Now I could click on each one of them to select them, but there's so many of them and it could be time consuming. So to select all of them in the blink of an eye, I'm gonna go up to the options bar, then check the multiple box, and then I'm gonna drag and select everything that is on this file. Now as you can see, besides the grids, other items have been selected: doors, walls, windows. So I'm gonna try to do something to deselect everything that is not a grid. How do we do that? Up here in the options bar, we can see a funnel icon, which is called a filter command. So I'm gonna click on it, and in the window that appears, we can see a list of everything that's been selected: walls, floors, and there's also the grids. First, I'm gonna check None, which will deselect all of these, and then I'm gonna check only the grids. Then click OK. Now I'm gonna go to the options bar, then click on this Finish button to confirm this multiple selection. So let's see what's gonna happen. Finish. And now it suddenly got out of that Copy Monitor tab. So I'm gonna have to go back to it. Now we can see multiple monitor screens with electrical cardiograms on them, which is just an indication on this item being copy monitored. As in, all of these grids have been copied from the architectural file into the structural plan. Once you're done, you're just gonna click on Finish to confirm. Now I'm gonna try to hide this architectural file to make sure and check to see if the grids have actually been copied. Now the question is, how can we hide this file? You see, we have a window in Revit which we call the Visibility Graphics window. This is a window which we open every time we need it, and when we're done with it, we close it. So it's not like the Properties or Project Browser palettes which are open constantly. It's just a window which opens and closes when needed. We go up to the View tab, and here it is, Visibility Graphics. Do you see its shortcut VG in the parentheses? V as in the first letter of visibility, and G as the first letter of the word graphics. There's also another easier shortcut for it, which I'm gonna tell you. Just double press the V button from your keyboard, VV. And here it is, we just opened it. So from now on, every time you needed this window, you could just double press the key V. As you can see, this window contains a few tabs, and the settings which have been adjusted in each of these tabs, they are only related and will be applied to the view which we've opened. You can see it also says for floor plans PO6 plumbing. So it's only for this open view. Now what does it do for us? For example, I can use it to turn off the ducts in the current view. Do you see the ones duct here? They are all unchecked. So in this case, even if we draw a new duct over here, we won't be able to see it. So there we go. When we first said that in these views the ducts are not visible, and we'll find out the reason later, this was the reason. Now another tab which we have here is one that appears after we link a file called Revit Links. Here it shows us the name of the linked file. Now if I uncheck it then click OK, then the architectural file will hide. I repeat, the settings from the visibility graphics window only apply on the current view. Like if I go to, for example, one mechanical and double click, we can still see it here. So the settings in the visibility graphics window are only applied on the view which is opened. I only did that to show you that the grids have been copied and we can see them. Now something about the grids is that if we copy them from a view, they will be visible in all the other views as well. So that means that the grids have also been copied in the one mechanical view. These grids are visible even in sections and elevations. Alright, now to turn the architectural file back on, first VV, then Revit Links tab, then I'll check the box, then click OK. I'm gonna do one more thing, which is I'm gonna go to the Insert tab, and then click on Link Revit. And so far we've been working with the architectural file, so I'm gonna go back a folder, and this time go in Structure, and select a structural file as well, then click Open. Now we're gonna wait for the structural file to load. In this project, the architectural and structural files were separate from one another, but you might be working with a project where they are both in one single file and you'll have to link one file. Alright, so thus far we've only been adjusting some primary settings. What were those primary settings? First, we opened the right template, then we went to one of the elevations, and not only did we align the levels from the template with the levels of the architectural file, but we also named them after the ones in the architecture. After that, we went to one of the plans, and then copy monitored the grids. This far we've only adjusted some primary settings, and prepared the grounds to start modeling the sanitary pipes. It is possible that when you are starting with a project, you're already given a file like this one, but there's also the possibility that you might not. But I showed you step by step how you can prepare your file like this. Doesn't matter if your project has one level like this one, or if you're working with a, for example, 20 level file. This is how the process goes. When we go further, we will be working with projects of more levels. Now let's go take a look at our sanitary plan, and then link that plan into this project. And after that, we're going to begin modeling these sanitary pipes.